Hey guys, iOS 12 is soon to be released to the general public, and in today's video I want to share with you guys my personal advice and also tips on how to prepare yourself before updating to iOS 12, which is soon to be released by Apple. Expected release date is September the 19th or the 20th, so we're approximately a week away. So on that date, if you go to settings, general, and then you go to software updates, you'll most likely see iOS 12 populate to install on your device. But as I mentioned, I want to give you my word of advice and also my tips on preparing yourself before updating to this major version of iOS. So number one word of advice is to not update immediately. Give it about 4, maybe 6 days before updating your device to iOS 12. And there's a few reasons for that. Number one, once iOS 12 is officially released, everyone's going to go to settings, general software updates, and try to update at the same time. This causes Apple servers to go crazy and get slow. So the experience of updating may be hindered or slowed down, which is not a good thing. You may need to use your phone at the moment. Everybody's trying to download the software and it just kind of cripples your experience of updating. That's the number one reason I always say wait it out, because everyone will try to download it at the same time. Another reason you may want to wait to update to iOS 12 is because Apple is currently testing iOS 12. It's currently in its 12th beta. It's running great. Hundreds of thousands of developers and public beta testers have been running it on their devices, and the experience is pretty good so far. But number one, not everyone devices react the same way. And number two, when Apple releases iOS 12 on the 19th, it's going out to millions of devices worldwide. And that's when you really see the scope of any bugs, issues, and problems that the software may have, because it's millions of devices compared to hundreds of thousands developers and public beta testers. So that's another reason why you should definitely wait 3 to 6 days before updating to iOS 12, especially if you're running iOS 11. Now, another word of advice before you go updating to iOS 12 is going to iCloud settings and make sure that you have iCloud backup and turn it on, because this will back up all your data before updating. And when you go to bed, you can click backup and this will back up all your data to the cloud, or you can use your computer and do it locally if you feel better that way. But make sure you back up your data on your device before updating to a major version of iOS. And last but not least, if you're running iOS 11, there's an application called Tips, which I'm sure most of you guys already know about. But if you don't, there's an application called Tips on your iPhone, and Apple currently is sending out the notifications for what's coming up with iOS 12. You can go inside this application, read upon some of the new features, some of the new things that Apple has to offer for iOS 12. If it's compelling enough for you to update, then you'll know if you want to update or not. Especially group notifications is a new feature that I really like. Screen time, which is amazing. I recommend you guys read upon that. Again, if you're running iOS 11, you can go over some of these tips that Apple have been sending out through the Tips application for those running iOS 11. And those are my tips and words of advice before updating to the next major version of iOS 12. Hopefully, it'll be a great transition for everyone. And if you're running the latest beta, let me know in the comments down below how's the software for you and are you enjoying the experience or not. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.